There's a beautiful rain out here in the garden today. Some chickens are wandering around and saw one of the cats a moment ago. So you can't have an answer without a question, right? If you're sitting in an answer to something, if you're sitting in something that feels like the end of something, there has to be a beginning to it. There has to be something that creates an opening for that. And so in this process of realization, a lot of teachers talk about awareness of your essential state of being, the I am. And I get kind of hooked on that. Like, that's where I ought to be, is in the I am. I want to be in that awareness of being, because that awareness of being, its essence is peace, its essence is love, its essence is joy. And who doesn't want that, right? um, but you can't have that answer without a question, right? The answer, I am, implies that there's a question. Am I? Right? So, this activity, this stuff that I do all the time, looking out here at the world, being in the world, you could call it this experience of longing, right? But I call it curiosity. It's this openness. This experience of curiosity is this opening feeling. It's like I'm longing for something. And as many teachers point out, behind all of that, there is this presence, this awareness of being, this I am. And I can sink back into that and experience that rest, that peace, that joy, that love of I am. But the only reason I can know I am as a place of being is because there is this other experience that I'm having of am I, this experience of curiosity, right? And even in the space of being aware of I am, aware of this being, right? There's always me being aware of it is also aware of the longing for it. I'm sitting in this space and I'm loving being in that awareness. And I'm loving being in that awareness because behind that is also the awareness of not being in that space, right? Or of the longing. And so the two complement each other. The two give rise to each other. You can't have one without the other. You can't have an awareness of I am without the awareness of am I. You can't have am I without the awareness of I am. Being and becoming, right? So, curiosity, the state that we're in here all the time, right? And love, this state that we're in here all the time, right? But I would even say curiosity is more like activity, right? So curiosity is like the fundamental activity of the universe, and love is the fundamental state of being of the universe, right? Curiosity is love in potential. Love, curiosity at rest. One is the fundamental activity of the universe. The other is the fundamental state of the universe. You could even, if you're a physicist, you could say that love is the elementary particle, the fundamental elementary primitive of the universe, and curiosity is the field, right? You could say love is the expression of the inward-facing path. Curiosity is the expression of the outward-facing path. Tantra, the outward-facing path. Advaita, the inward-facing path. if we're to follow Rupert Spira's lead on that. Curiosity and love, two sides of the same coin, but you gotta have both. You can't have one without the other. Neither one is of greater value than the other. So if we're sitting here longing to be in being, we are, by definition, keeping ourselves separate from being, right? We're implying the two. But if we believe that being in being is better than being in curiosity, then we're again cutting ourselves off from curiosity, from the experience that leads to being, that gives rise to being, that makes being, the experience of being, possible for us, for this experience of the universe being grass and chickens and cats and rain and people, for this universe to know itself as the universe, for itself to know itself as being in the way that we know it, there has to be curiosity. And I think there's value in accepting, in relishing, in, well, there's value in loving all of it. This whole experience. Welcome to being. Welcome to being curious. Cheers.